Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your Pilates class for Friday lunchtime. Let's start sitting, and we're going to start with our wee feet. So I'm hoping you can see. It's hard to see from all the way back here, but your legs are right in front of you. If you need to sit up on something, do. If you need to sit right up in a chair, do it. It's grand. Toes drawn up towards your nose, then point them away. Draw them towards your nose, point them away. Something very simple. If I turn sideways, you can maybe see as well. So point away, draw to your nose. And this is not half-hearted. This is enthusiastic. Really point, really get that stretch down the front of your ankles. You'll feel your legs starting to work, and then draw your toes up towards your nose as tight as you can. As you point away, you might feel a little bit crampy. That's okay. I can really feel the stretch on the front of that ankle for some reason today. And then draw your toes up towards your nose. Really actively flex your ankles and point away. And flex. And if more you do this, you might start to feel your shins really putting in quite a bit of effort here. Couple more, really getting that movement along your ankles, along your feet. Last one. And then let's take it into some ankle circles. So I find it quite nice if you bend one leg, you can rest the other one on it. The point is that this leg is pointing straight up towards the ceiling. So this knee, if you need to hold on to your leg to stop it moving around all over the place, do it. And then you start with your ankle circles. So hopefully you can see. You know what an ankle circle feels like. But this is not a half-hearted wee wiggly ankles. This is the biggest circle and therefore the slowest circle that you can manage to do. Let's go two more, whatever direction you're going. These should feel a bit weird. You're really pushing your range of motion on this. Watch that knee stays pointing straight up so that the movement's happening at your ankle, and then stay with that leg change direction. And you might find that your toes go all a bit weird. I know mine do. And that's okay. Think about it. How often do we really put our ankle through this kind of range? Like deliberately. You might go over on your ankle and end up here, but let's see if we can explore this range deliberately. Last one this direction. See if it creates a bit more space. And then let's change sides. Same movement. So if you're on a chair, that's grand. The other thing you can do is prop that leg up on a towel or a cushion or something like that. Same idea, circling that ankle. So we're going for about 4 or 5 one direction, 4 or 5 the other. Don't rush it. There's my knee starting to move. Hold that steady if you need to. Don't let your hip do the work. This is about your ankle. Let's let your ankles turn right now. Let's have a couple more that direction. I'm a wee bit juddery on this side, I'm not going to lie to you. But we're really pushing into that range. Largest pain-free range of motion you can get. Last one that direction. And then we're changing direction. Really creating space. All these little muscles, ligaments that hold your foot in shape, hold your ankle together. Let's just explore what they can do. So rather than that kind of repetitive walking or repetitive running motion that we do most of, let's really go in and explore the full range. Make this your last one. Back up. And then you're coming up to standing. And we're going to start to move our spine. So we've done this in class a few times. I'm going to turn sideways. I want you to start standing nice and tall, feet hip distance apart, toes pointing forward, stacking up your pelvis and your rib cage and your head. Remember, a lot of us are a little bit pointy forward, especially at the minute when we're on screens and laptops all the time. Let's think about, that's okay for a short time, but remember, we're trying to find that little bit of a lift through our breastbone without firing our ribs forward. Really finding that openness across your collarbones. Let your arms be heavy. And then from there, take it into your little roll forward. So you imagine you're a hedgehog curling in on yourself. And then imagine you're opening yourself out, you're hanging your wings out to dry like a bird. So you roll in like a hedgehog, just your upper back does this as you round your shoulders in, round your upper back, you end up looking down. And then open out, really open your shoulders, hang your wings out to dry. Let's have a few more of those. Try from the front, so roll in, let your shoulders roll in, let your upper back round. And then the opposite, let your breastbone lift, your collarbones widen as you hang your arms, your wings out to dry. Couple more. It's nice if you breathe out as you round. Try taking a nice breath in as you open. Let those ribs lift this time. Let your breastbone lift. We're bringing movement into this upper back. I quite like this. We're going to do an extra one. So we're opening out. Really reaching with your fingertips when you hang your wings out. Last one, round in, and then opening out to the side. From there, I want you to bring your elbows in, so you're tucking your elbows into your sides, palms facing up. If you want to use weights with this, feel free, a couple of cans of beans or something like that. Quite like it without any weights. So, palms facing up, elbows tucked in, you're stacked up nice and tall, rotate out and back in. So this is half of dumbwaiter, we're going to turn it into all of dumbwaiter in a second. Just notice as you rotate out, your elbows stay glued in towards your waist, don't let them drift out. Remember to breathe, don't overly mind how you breathe. I know I talk about it a lot, I tell you when to inhale, I tell you when to exhale. The most important thing, even if you get it back to front, most important thing is keep breathing. Let's take this a bit further, so rotate out as far as you can go and then reach those arms out, reach your fingertips long away from each other and then draw back in, your elbows to your waist and forward. So this is your full dumbwaiter now as you rotate out and you reach and then you draw back in and centre and again rotate and reach. See when you reach, watch your shoulders don't reach to your ears. I nearly want you to think your arms are coming, your shoulders are down, they're supported by those angel wing muscles along your back rather than being suspended from your neck muscles. Let's go a couple more. So rotating out, reach, think of those arms being supported by underneath muscles and back in. This time when your arms are out, keep them out, so you rotate, you send them out. So at the minute you've got your both palms facing up and you're looking forward. Can you turn your left hand palm down, turn and look to that left hand, and then switch, and then switch. I'm doing this backwards to normal. Normally we look at the uppy hand, so this is a bit of variety, huh? You're looking at the downy hand this time. Again, watch those shoulders, don't get up around your ears too much. They might a wee bit, we're all tense, let's cut ourselves a bit of slack. But as much as you can, think of really reaching out through those fingertips. Think of letting your shoulders soften and settle down. Remember, if you try and force them down, you're nearly trying to counteract tension with more tension, and that is not so great. Because the end of the game is we're trying to reduce tension. Couple more. Really reach with your fingertips. You might get a little bit tingly with it, and then let your arms come down. Couple of wee rolls one way, couple of wee rolls the other. Then I want you to bring your hands in front of you, so you've got this kind of Cossack thing going on. You're looking straight down at your wrists. So I want your head and your wrists to stay in line. Try and keep your hips pointing forward as you rotate. So breathe in the centre, exhale 3 wee pulses. Inhale back to centre, exhale. Inhale to centre. Grow a little bit taller each time you pulse, taller and taller and taller and centre and again and centre. So what might happen is your hips try to come to and you'll notice your foot trying to come to. Try to keep those guys pointing forward. So as you rotate, you nearly think you're turning your hips slightly the other way and you get this really nice twist around your waist. And again. Well, around your waist and around your rib cage, I suppose. Let's have a couple more to each side, really enjoying that movement and that rotation. The whole point behind this week, across all the classes, is to grow a little bit taller. So can you think you grow taller as you rotate and you taller? Last one. So I'm breathing out, rotate and rotate and rotate. Back to centre. and you're coming down onto the mat. If you know how to roll down, then please feel free to roll down to the mat. If that doesn't work for you, that's grand. Come down whatever way you wish. So I'm going to roll down just to remind you if you want to try it. So you breathe in nice and tall, you breathe out. Nod your head. Roll your rib cage back. Tuck your belly up under your ribs. As you roll forward, eventually your pelvis starts to tilt, your arms are hanging, your head is hanging. You get to wherever you get to. Bend your knees, start to walk yourself out a wee bit. Knees come down and you're down on the floor. Let's come round, out of the way. Let's come round onto your back for our spine curl. So your feet are quite close to your bottom. You're looking straight up at the ceiling. Your pelvis is nice and neutral, and what I mean by that, it's not completely tucked back. You could do that, or you could arch the other way. Try just a few of those till you see. If you tilt your pelvis towards you, posterior tilt, you'll really notice your lower back flatten, as if you had a tray of drinks on your belly, it would be spilling towards you. You can tilt the other way, so if you tilt towards your feet, then you'll notice you'd suddenly get a great big gap in at your lower back. Your ribs might start to lift. So rock through that a little bit more. So you're sort of tilting north to south. If you tilt towards you, your tray of drinks spills towards you, your lower back flattens. Tilt away, your lower back really arches, your drinks would be spilling towards your feet. Just to get that movement through your lower back. Somewhere in the middle of those two is your neutral, where your tray of drinks is going to sit nice and flat on you. It's not going to spill. Let's go from your neutral. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, tilt towards you into that posterior tilt where your drinks are going to spill towards you. And then keep that tilt on, keep that tilt on, keep that tilt on. As you start to peel each segment of your spine, keep that tilt on, don't let it go. You'll notice a stretch along the front of your legs, glutes really working as you work your way all the way up into that full spine curl, straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Breathe in. As you breathe out, let your breastbone soften. Really use that exhale. As you roll back down, you're trying to keep that tilt on if you can, so you roll back through that posterior tilt where your lower back is a little bit flattened, and then you release to your neutral. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, tilt. Drinks are spilling towards you. Lifting each segment one in turn. Your glutes are working, your bottom muscles are working, especially at the top of that, so that you're not kind of here. If you can get that full extension, you're really driving those hips up. Keep your ribs under control, don't let them head skywards. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, sigh out, roll back down. This has turned into a bit of a technique lesson in spine curls, but that's okay. Let's have a couple more. Breathe in. As you breathe out, tilt, tray of drinks towards you. Your bottom starts to lift, your pelvis lifts, you roll through your lower back, keep that tilt on, keep that tilt on, keep that tilt on. It really stretches the front of your thighs. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, sigh out. So you've still got that tilt on. I should say my hands are going all over the place. Ideally yours are still on the ground. I just like to gesticulate. Last one, breathe in. As you breathe out, tilt. Drinks are spilling towards you, lower back is flattened towards that floor. Then pick up your pelvis. Pick up each segment of your lower back. Keep going, picking up each segment of your middle back until you end up with your weight across your shoulder blades. Bottom muscles working hard, you're staying up here. If you want to keep doing what you were just doing, please do. Otherwise, can you lift the heel of one foot and set it back down? Lift the heel of the other foot, set it back down, alternating sides. What might happen is your hips start to head towards the floor. Don't let them. Keep those hips up in the air. Really think you're trying to drive them up towards the ceiling. Open at the front of your hips. Don't let them come down. I was practicing this before and my dog decided to walk underneath me. That keeps your hips up, so you're trying not to land on your dog that has just joined you on the mat underneath. So alternating sides, keep those hips up. You can do this. I know they're getting tired right about now. Just check out your shoulders. Watch you haven't got a load of tension going on across there. 2 more each side. Are you still breathing? Last one. Set both heels down, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, sigh out. Roll back down through that spine. Keep that tilt on, roll through your lower back, pelvis and bottom land. Release yourself back to neutral. Alright, from there, you are coming to sitting. Now you ideally, it's nice if you sit against the wall, because it gives you a bit of feedback. You don't have to, you can sit in the middle of the room if you want. You may want to sit on something. Ideally your legs are out straight in front, but if you need to bend them, that's fine. If you need to sit in long frog, that's fine. What I want you to try and do is sit tall. Remember, this whole idea is that we're going to be a little bit taller at the end of this. So sit tall. Park your bottom as far back as you can. Legs are in front of you in whatever shape they need to be. You can also do this in a chair. So if you're super tight around your hips and this is uncomfortable, which I know it is for several people, sit yourself in a chair. Try to sit up tall, not a nice squishy sofa. That's not really going to work for you. You need to be in a sturdy enough chair or on a step on your stairs or something like that. Spine nice and tall. We're going into spine stretch forward. The idea with this is it starts at the top and your whole spine moves, but your bum keeps parked against the wall the whole time. So I'll talk you through it and then I'll show you a few kind of pointers. So breathe in when you're nicely stacked up against that wall. As you breathe out, your head goes first. So without your upper back joining in, just your head. Then there comes a point that's not going to go any further. Start to peel your upper back away. You'll notice your arms might slide a wee bit. Keep peeling your spine. Remember, your bottom stays parked against that wall. Don't let it come away. And then restack. So it's not the most dramatic thing, but as you restack, can you restack a little bit taller? Like someone's going to mark your height against the wall. Can you grow a little half an inch each time you come up? Breathe in. As you breathe out, your head goes first. It's not a drop of a double chin. It's really letting the back of your neck and the front of your leg lengthen. When you've got nowhere else to go with that, then your upper back rounds. This is really active. Your abdominals are working. As you peel forward, leave your bottom behind. So it doesn't join in, breathe in. In fact, you can breathe in and restack. It's quite nice. You can make it quite dynamic. So it's nice to breathe out as you nod your head. This is nearly like the very start of your head jog that you did when you were standing. And then you go further. As much as you want to. If this is as far as you want to go, that's fine. If you've got more movement, which may depend on the length of your hamstrings, then you can go further. Watch that your shoulders don't make contact with your ears. Try to let them go around the side of your rib cage. So you really get the stretch across between your shoulder blades at the same time. Let's have a couple more. Remember, you're thinking about that restacking up. As you go forward, watch you don't just hinge in one big movement, It's not about just hinging everything away from the wall. It's about peeling. So start with your head, nod it first. Keep length in the front, length in the back. When that can't go any further, then your upper back rounds and you roll forward. It's not dissimilar to what you were just doing with your spine curl. Remember, your bottom stays there. It doesn't start to move away from the wall. And restack. Taller, 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 taller. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out as you roll forward. Head first, upper back starts to round. Trying to move each segment in turn. So that's where the wall is really great to give you that feedback, because you can feel which bits are in contact and which bits are moving away. And then restack, tall, 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 tall. Find that extra bit of height. And then let yourself come away from the wall. You're coming onto your front. Let's see how I can fit here that you can still see me. So you're coming onto your front. Yeah, you can. Big toes come together to touch. Your head turns to the side. Your heels drop out to the side. And your arms are down by your sides. This is dart, which we know. Just make sure your abdominals are working. So as if you've got a wee thistle growing up out of the mat just underneath your belly button. You're just drawing away a little bit of pelvic floor. As you breathe in, your arms start to coil, your shoulders open. As you breathe out, keep that thistle under your belly button, your heels join together, your upper body hovers, really active through those fingers. Palms are towards your thighs, maybe even towards the floor. Are you breathing? Find that breath into the sides and back of your rib cage. We're staying here longer, so you're really going to have to find where to breathe as you find that openness across your chest. One last inhale. And as you breathe out, come down to the other side. We go again. So as you inhale, open those shoulders, start to reach those arms. As you exhale, your heels come together. Your palms are towards your thighs or maybe towards the floor. Fingertips active, belly button away from the floor. Head reaching away from your toes. Length, length, length. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, come back down. Let your heels roll out to the sides. Inhale, shoulders. Exhale, heels together. Upper body lifts. Weight across your collarbones. Energy out your fingertips. Check in with that belly. It's really easy to push air into your belly, push air into your rib cage. I don't want you to do that. I want you to use your back muscles. I want you to find energy out through the crown of your head. Reach through the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Find length. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, come back down. We've got two more. Inhale, shoulders, collarbones, arms reach. Exhale, heels come together. Looking straight down at that floor. Find length, an extra half an inch through that spine. An extra little bit of openness across your collarbones. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, come down. Last one. Inhale, shoulders, arms. Breathing out. You're looking straight down at that floor, but you're hovering that upper body. Energy out through your fingertips. Inner thighs together, feet on the floor. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, come back down. Hands in underneath your shoulders. Push yourself carefully up. I want you to round your spine. I want you to sit yourself back into a shell stretch. Remember, if you can get your bottom to your heels, that's lovely. You do that. I'm working on it. I'm getting closer. Not there yet. Let yourself round. So you're creating yourself into a wee ball shape. Breathe. Send your breath behind you. Last breath. Inhale. Open the back of your rib cage. Breathing out. Let's restack and come up. We're coming onto all fours. This is our last wee bit. So you're coming onto all fours. I'm going to face you so as you can see what's going on. So hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips, and your spine is nice and neutral. In fact, I'll turn sideways for this bit so as you can see. Your spine is nice and neutral. Same way as when you were on your front. You could come into a real anterior tilt where your bum's sticking out, or you could come into a real posterior tilt where you're tucked under. I want you to be somewhere in the middle. So your spine is not super straight, it's got a wee curve in the lower back. Your head is not droopy droopy, your head is lifted. Just a bit of energy from your breastbone really. Energy through those arms, particularly through the baby finger side of your hands. And then from there we're going to rotate. So I want you to lift your left hand, feed it underneath your right arm into that space between your right hand and your right knee. Run it along the floor, rotate, rotate, rotate. Keep watching that left hand. Your right elbow bends as far as you want to go. Your left ear's coming down towards that floor somewhere. And then push into that right hand. Use that arm to bring yourself all the way back. Let's go for the other side. So your right hand lifts. Your right hand comes onto the floor, feeds between your left elbow and your left knee. Follow that hand, let your left elbow bend. As you rotate, get that movement around your rib cage if you can. It's quite nice. And then push into that left hand and come back. We're deliberately going slow here because we want to get this movement happening. So, left hand lifts, threads to the right. Your left ear comes towards the floor. Your right arm is doing a lot of work here. Make sure your weight stays forward. And then push into your right hand, particularly your baby finger side. And back you come. And again, right arm moves and you turn towards the left. Really think as you come back, you're need sticking your bum out a bit so that you don't round that spine. And then push into that left arm back up. And again. This is your last one each side. So rotate, move. Don't force it, but just see where you get to. Push into that right arm and back. Last one. There you go. and you're back into the centre. From here, turn sideways again. You can still see, yeah you can. Okay, then move forward, hands organised, shoulders organised, pushing actively through those hands. Remember, if you need to take a break for your wrists, you do. And we're taking this into leg slides. So right leg first, slide it long, long, long behind you. Keep it on the floor, keep your toes on the floor, and then bring it back, left leg. So as you move this, your arms keep working, your elbows stay long, nothing else moves. You can keep with your foot on the floor, that's like level 1, or if you want to go level 2, you go super straight, find your leg muscles, and then lengthen, lengthen, lengthen that leg towards hip height. Watch that it doesn't become a back bend. So keep that spine really long, reach those toes behind you, and then back underneath. This is the kind of thing that gives you foot cramps. So don't be surprised if that happens. It's not the end of the world. It's not much fun, but it's not the end of the world. Good news is the more you practice, the less crampy you get. Also things like keeping hydrated. Make sure you drink enough during the day. We're all kind of in the house beside the tap, so we've no excuse really now. Reach, reach, reach with those toes. Bottom muscles working hard. Watch that back doesn't become too involved. You really want your spine to stay level and neutral. Reach. Stay here a bit longer than you want to. And then bend underneath. Other side. Slide it long. Reach it. Length out through the crown of your head. Length out through your toes. Arms still pushing. Watch that it doesn't get all a bit saggy around here. Press, lift, reach. And underneath. Can we move one more each side? Let's do it. Lengthen. Reach. Breathe. Do not hold your breath. It doesn't help. And underneath. Last one. From here we're coming up to standing. So if you want to come up whatever way, that's fine. You do that. If you want to come with me through a roll up, let's do that. So tuck your toes, send your bottom up into the air. You're in a downward dog. Walk your hands towards your feet, bend your knees if you need to, and you end up in a roll down. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, draw your belly up, stack that pelvis on top of your legs. Keep restacking, keep restacking. This is really like your spine stretched forward now. Keep tall, 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 tall. Whew, you're all the way back up. From here, standing, feet hip distance apart. Spine nice and tall. Can you rise up on your toes? See where our balance is after all this? Keep up on your toes, keep up on your toes, bend your knees. Let your heels come down. Lengthen up. I'm going to turn sideways again so you can see. So from here, rise up on your toes. Stay on your toes, bend your knees. Keep your knees bent, let your heels come down. And lengthen up. One more that direction. So you've got a long spine, keep it long as you rise up. Keep up on your toes as you bend those knees. Don't be worried if you wobble, grand. Heels come down, lengthen up. Couple the other direction, so bend your knees, but keep that length in your spine. Roll forward. Lengthen up towards the ceiling, super tall, keep super tall is under control. You let your heels come down, one more, bend your knees. Roll it forward, ooh, wobbly. Lengthen up, soft shoulders, long spine, head maybe grazing the ceiling by now. From here, under control, let your heels come down. Little corkscrew to finish. So feet hip distance apart, length up through your spine, breathe in, reach your arms wide, breathe out, your hands come behind your head. Breathe in, shoulders rise up, breathe out, shoulders go down, breathe in, elbows back, breathing out, reach those arms super wide. Last one, breathe in, breathing out, hands behind your head, breathe in, shoulders rise, breathe out, shoulders come down, breathe in, elbows back in space. Find your back line working as you breathe out and you reach those arms wide, press down, your head grows taller as your arms press down. And breathe, and you're all done. Well done, guys.